This is my Rocketbook. This is the Rocketbook Everlast. I like to take handwritten notes. I do, especially in business meetings that I have. And it's great to be able to take handwritten notes in a notebook. I really like doing that. The pages have this cool little grid on it with all these little dots, so it's kind of easy to write straight if you need to, but you don't have to. You can squiggle and it's fine. This is an erasable pen that comes with it, and this is a Frixon ball pilot pen, it says on the cap there. And there is an eraser on the back, so you can use this pen to erase what you've written, which it took me a while to figure out that that was an actual eraser, but that's what it is. So it's an erasable pen, but the book comes with a microfiber cloth that you can use to clean this off. And there's also this little QR code in the bottom, so you can take a picture of it, saves right to your phone. You can have, depending on what you set these little icons as down here, all you got to do is mark it, and then it will upload to wherever location you have defined. Right here, I have at the front, it shows me all my little icons, and I don't have a ton of locations, but the top one, I have, if I mark this symbol, that's going to my Evernote. This one, this little diamond, it's going to a particular OneNote folder, and then the apple is going to another OneNote folder. So I have all that listed. On the front, it's something that you set up in the app, fairly intuitive, and then you just, like I said, you mark those and then it uploads. It's a reusable notebook, and so far I've gotten quite a bit of use out of it, and I've wiped it off. I have noticed that the pens leave a little bit of a residue, so I'm not sure how much this actually lasts or how sustained usage it can take. Even though this pen is super comfortable and I enjoy it, it's still a pen. That means it's going to run out of ink eventually, and so I wanted to find extra erasable pens in case I lose this, if it breaks, if it runs out of ink. And so I went online looking for other pens that I could use with my Rocketbook. Enter the Hirsrian. I'm not quite sure how to say it. It's Hirsrian. That is the brand name on Amazon, and they called this the Erasable Gel Ink Rollerball Pens. And it comes in a set of a bunch of different colors. It's laid out nicely, so you have the dark royal blue, lighter blue, green, black, red, orange, pink, and purple. And the design on them looks very similar to the Frixon pen, but it's not the same because copyright. Kind of the tribal design thing, so you can tell they're going for the same look. And so I ordered these pens. They are erasable. They're very, very similar. The eraser's on the bottom. The grip is not as nice as this one. This one has a nice rubberized grip on it. The brand name Frixon pen, and this one is it's just plastic, so it's kind of slippery. The grip isn't as good for sustained usage. But as far as the pens go, they draw well. They have a really good roll to them. Some of them even seem to work a little better than the black one that came with the Rocketbook. They put out a lot of ink, sometimes too much ink, which is something that I have a problem with if I'm sketching or doodling. And the colors are really bright, bold. One of my favorite colors is kind of this like tealish color. But as you can see, maybe you can see that, I'll try to get that up close. It tends to put just a little too much ink on the page sometimes. Yeah, I mean, if I do that, it's going to pick up the ink. And it does result in some pretty cool colors that you can get. So you'll see I have this that I was doodling during a meeting I was in because I tend to think better and I can concentrate better when I'm doodling something. So I tried with all the colors, and I was taking the colors out and using them. These are just using this pen set. This isn't the original pen that came with it. It's just these ones. Looks just fine. Colors look great. One of the things I was a little, I guess, curious to find out is if when I uploaded this using my phone to take a picture to upload it to Evernote or OneNote or wherever I was putting it, I wanted to make sure that the colors came through bright and bold and that they kind of stood apart from each other. And while the colors came through, I would say that the Rocketbook app kind of muted them a bit, and I lost some of that variance in the colors. And one of the things I did specifically with this drawing is I tried to mix up, I used the black and the purple together, I used the greens and the teals kind of together so I could see how well the color variants came out, and it didn't come out as clear as I would have liked. So it's a little difficult for me to think about this as a way that I would actually use to design something and upload it to be used in Photoshop later or something like that. I might just do the wireframe with the black ink, but if I'm actually really want the color depth of it, it's just, I don't think it'll work for that. Now that said, that's more of a commentary on the Rocketbook app itself than the actual pens. I just don't think the app was designed to handle colors. I think it was designed to handle text primarily, and for the most part it does a really good job of capturing that text and uploading it fairly cleanly. Sometimes when you upload it, you still see some of those dots on the page that were there, but thankfully it kind of tends to strip those out. I think one of the problems it has with color depth is because what it's trying to do is strip out a lot of that information that's in the background, and so to do that it uses a brighter, like a brightness, which in turn kind of can wash out what's on the page occasionally, almost like a glare from a light that you would see. All that said, Rocketbook's great. These Frixion pens are great. They're excellent. But if you don't want to pay for the brand name awesome pen, these ones are just as good, and they come in colors, and they're really like a fraction of the price. Like, this whole thing is less than $11 on Amazon. So if you need kind of a generic look, or you're looking for another pen for your Rocketbook, or maybe you just want an erasable pen that comes in colors, this is a great option with colors that is similar to the Frixion pens. And that's my take. Thanks for watching.